like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. It's time!
It's Sunday, August 7th, 2022. This is the Church of MMA podcast. My name is Tabor Cragen.
My name is Mason Knight. This episode 132, Santos versus Hill recap. After that, we jump to some MMA news, and then we talk about Vera versus Cruz preview show. But before we do all that, Tabor, where do we begin?
Social media accounts, guys. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at the Church of MMA. Guys, we're posting to our TikTok a lot. We also have YouTube Shorts posting every single day. Make sure you guys go and check those out. If you are subscribed already, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Like the video down below, and also hit that bell notification so you are notified every single time we go live or post a short. Guys, we're really focusing on those shorts. So make sure if you see them, not only like them, but share them on your social media accounts, guys. Share them on your TikTok. I don't care. Share them on anything. You guys are free use for all of those, guys. Post them all over. Let's grow the congregation. I see that we have a lot of new members, and we really, really appreciate the fuck out of each and every single one of you guys. So thank you so much for helping everywhere you guys can. It's a rough economy out there, so we really appreciate you guys that are sending us a little bit of cheddar our way. All that money goes right back into the show to improve day in and day out. So, Mason, we did a fight companion yesterday, and I'm going to be honest, guys. It was a bit of a low-energy one. Literally, everyone wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Besides Devin. Devin essentially just like, he carried us. He carried us a little bit last night.
Yeah, it's nothing out of the usual Tabor, but...
Yeah, you definitely did. I tell you, as soon as that fight companion was over, I went right to sleep.
Dude, the second I got home, I went right to bed.
Pretty sure
I was out.
just went to sleep.
Yeah, I was out.
I was tired. I am not used to being in the sun all day.
I said graphics, nope. And then I just the pillow.
Can't say I blame you.
No. So apologies, guys, if it was a little bit of a boring one there, but literally everyone was just like trying to stay awake.
I was trying to
during
stay
the
awake. I know, dude. It was bad. I was like, okay, can we get a finish here? Come on, Jamal Hill. Just do what we know you're going to do. Just please knock him out. Come on. I'm trying to go to sleep.
And we did. We got all finishes this card.
Yeah, incredible. First card, 10 fights and 10 finishes. That's a lot. It's like the first time it's happened in a very long time. Usually, sometimes you get cards with a lot of finishes, but there's always one or two decisions. Not last night. It was incredible. It was an absolutely incredible
10 fights,
card.
10 finishes.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely insane. Let's move on to, well, not move on. Let's start at the top as we always do with the main event of the evening, Thiago Santos versus Jamal Hill. I'm actually really shocked that Santos's game plan was to go out there and just take Hill down. I was not expecting that. He was really shooting for those takedowns nonstop. He was successful maybe a couple of times. But, I mean, other than that, Jamal Hill's takedown defense was immaculate. He was even winning a lot of those exchanges. Santos was trying to get some – he was also landing some big shots. Don't get me wrong. Santos was definitely landing when he was throwing. But, I mean, was it enough to win a lot of those rounds? I didn't think so. And then for Santos, because he was so unsuccessful with the takedowns last night, I think he gassed there towards the end, and that's a big contributor of why Hill got the finish there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that assessment. I mean, you did see Santos and Jamal Hill. They were throwing, and there were pockets within this fight, within these certain rounds, where they were just throwing with reckless abandonment, just trying to finish one another. But ultimately, Thiago Santos was somewhat successful with a couple of those takedowns. But, unfortunately for him, as soon as he got Jamal Hill down, 9 times out of 10, he popped right back up to his feet. Jamal Hill was able to implement some of that grappling and that clinch work, especially, and getting free and then just dropping bombs on Santos. And I do agree, in that fourth round, you could see Santos was severely compromised. He was way too tired for his own good, and Jamal Hill ultimately got the finish because of it.
Yeah. It was an interesting fight to see in that aspect because I didn't think Santos was be chaining takedowns. I really thought Santos was going to come out there and go, I'm going to disrespect Jamal Hill in his striking, and I'm just going to go for the finish. And it didn't happen, man. It really didn't happen. Santos, I don't want to say he's done, but I mean, as a contender, as a top 5 contender in this division, I think so.
Well, yeah, I think there's a time for everyone, and unfortunately, for Thiago Santos, 38 years old now, he did have his run. He almost beat John Jones a few years ago, but it is what it is. Like the time has passed for him and becoming a top contender in this light heavyweight division. However, we do, whenever an old guy or an older guy falls, a new one is born, and Jamal Hill. Looks great, man. Future top contender right now in this light heavyweight division.
Yeah, he's got to be number 6 in the world now. Like, what do we do with Jamal Hill next? Because, I mean, his striking's fantastic. His takedown defense is also fantastic. We saw that last night, even though Santos is not known as a wrestler. Let's caveat that. So maybe when he does go up against elite wrestlers in the division, it's like, let's say they do Santos versus Glover. Like, Glover doesn't get an immediate rematch. Let's say they do that next. Or not Santos versus Glover, Hill versus Glover. Is Hill's takedown defense good enough to stay on the feet with these elite wrestlers in this division? I don't know. I'm really interested to see, though.
Well, we got to kind of see how this light heavyweight division kind of shakes out here. You have Glover Teixeira, number 1 contender, Jan Blachowicz at 2. Magomed Ankalaev just coming off that super impressive win against Anthony Smith at 3. I think realistically the only guy that Jamal Hill would match up with at this moment in time would be an Alexander Rakic. I mean,
who blew out his
Smith,
ACL.
Yeah, who blew out his ACL. And then you have Anthony Smith, who's hurt as well. And then he just beat number 6, Thiago Santos. But again, Dominic Reyes at 7. Maybe he just fight 6 and then fight 7.
That'd be a perfect fight because Dominic's not chaining takedowns attempts.
When Ozdemir's fighting in Abu Dhabi, October 22nd. So that one's
he
off
fighting
the table.
again?
He is fighting Krylov. Nikita Krylov.
That's a great fight, too.
Yeah.
I like Jamal Hill a lot. I really want to see where he lines up in this division. He did call out Jan Blachowicz last night.
He did.
Is that a matchup that you could see happening down the line? Is Jan going to get a title shot? Are they going to do the rematch with Glover?
I don't think it's the worst call out that you could have given the situation. However, I think realistically what they're going to do here is they're probably going to give Glover Teixeira the rematch and then do a Blachowicz versus Ankalaev for number 1 contender. That's what I think.
You could also have Magomed Ankalaev there. Maybe Magomed Ankalaev deserves that Blachowicz matchup a little more than Hill. It's difficult.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's won, 9 fights in a row in the light heavyweight division. He's got the longest active winning streak in this light heavyweight division. Yeah, no, Ankalaev definitely deserves a number 1 contender shot, if not the next shot at the belt. But given Glover's history and kind of how close that fight was, he was winning on the judges' scorecards going into the last minute of round 5. That's kind of why I'm like, yeah, give him one more shot. He's old, and if he loses, he rides off into the sunset. If he wins, heck, he might be able to retire and vacate. And then you could do a Prochazka, winner of Ankalaev and Blachowicz. It would still be a lot of fun. I
really like the Reyes matchup because I think those two men match up very well. That has fight of the night, fight of the year written all over it. Like, I really want to see that with Reyes' style and Hill's style. Maybe they'd cancel each other out when you get something dirty, which would be really, really impressive to see. So I like the Reyes matchup. I think that's the matchup they should make here. Jan Blachowicz, I wouldn't be shocked if they did him and Ankalaev next.
Yeah.
I think that's more realistic. So sign me the fuck up for Jamal Hill, Dominic Reyes. I really love that matchup. Holy shit, the chats are going insane right now. And W, first time since Bisping versus Rockhold 1. What do you mean there? I don't get that one.
Probably all the finishes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Lamza says, I'm dealing with hungover people who haven't popped on. Okay. Santos' main weakness seems to be his cardio. Gasses wrestling, he gasses striking. It's what happens when you put 100% into everything. Yeah, he was loading up on a lot of those shots.
Yeah, he was on a lot of those shots, man. And eventually that's going to gas you out.
Yeah, Ant W is calling for Santos versus Gustafsson would be an even matchup of both guys. Still want to measure where they are.
That's terrible.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Maybe. Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Why not? Plastic Patty, Jamal Hill versus Smith or Rakic. Smith and Rakic are both out on injury, but I understand if Jamal Hill really wants to wait, why not? Hill should fight Reyes, Glover, Jiri, Ankalaev, Jan are all going to fight each other most likely. Yeah. Plastic Patty, this is Savage Page for their fight companions are Savage. Thank you so much, my guy. We did good. Yeah, I think we matched up. All right, perfect. Let's get into church coin bets. I took Santos, actually. I was kind of going with the dog there. I was thinking the power might show out. Ended up not working out for me. I put 200 church coin on Santos, and I had Santos as KO as my prop bet for 250 more church coin. Did not work out for me.
Yeah, so I put 100 on Hill for the win, got 37 church coin, and then I was very surprised to see this. I put 100 church coin on a KO, TKO by Hill. Thought the prop bet would be a little bit better value here.
It was a
but
minus
it
170.
Definitely was not. It was a minus 175 on the website I saw. So I got 58 church coin there.
Yeah, don't spend it all in one place there, my guy. All right, let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Vicente Luque, Jeff Neal. This was a great fight, dude.
Yes.
This was an absolute back-and-forth fight, and Jeff Hands of Steel Neal, the power, I think, was a little bit too much for Luque. Maybe he just hasn't been hit by that kind of power yet. I mean,
Right,
Hands of Steel.
That left hand of Neil was super effective. He was landing that at will. It was coming right down the pipe. It was lightning fast, and Vicente Luque didn't have an answer for it.
Yeah. Even though this was the fight I thought it was going to be. It was a really great striking matchup for both men. Luque tried getting the takedown a couple times, did not work out for him. And Jeff Hands of Steel, like you said, that left hand down the pipe was beautiful, and it was landing at will. So, and the uppercuts up against the fence. When Jeff Neal had Luque hurt, he was very smart. He wasn't just trying to unload and get the KO easily. He knew Luque's a type of guy you can't finish that easily. So, I mean, he was really conserving his energy, which was very smart because it worked out for him in the end. But some of those uppercuts he was throwing when he had Luque up against the fence were vicious.
And they were consecutive uppercuts, too. There was a moment in time, I believe it was in the third round, where right before the finish, where he just threw like 6 left uppercuts right in a row, and like 5 out of 6 of them landed, and definitely hurt Luque, but he just didn't have an answer for it, man. I mean, Jeff Neal, that's the best striking-wise I think I've ever seen him look. And I don't know what's going on with Vicente Luque. You know, he was so dominant for a few years. And for whatever reason, he just has not looked the same his last 2 fights. It's kind of a strange thing because, like, I always thought that his striking was the best in this welterweight division, and now I'm starting to second guess that a little bit.
Cosmo said, "Here's a question: how did Santos versus Hill get fight of the night instead of Neal versus Luque?" Yeah, that's strange. Is that the case? They really got fight of the night? I did not think that was fight of the night. Neal versus Luque was great.
Yeah,
I was thoroughly entertained there. And W is calling for Burns versus Neal should be next. Well, apparently they're trying to make Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns next, and I don't really know if I like that matchup.
I like it.
I mean,
I like that a lot. I mean, Gilbert Burns technically coming off that loss to Khamzat Chimaev, and then you got Jorge Masvidal coming off the loss to the entire division. So, it makes sense to me.
I guess I would like Neal versus Burns is way more entertaining in my opinion because I think Neal, or you could even do Neal versus Jorge. But I mean, Jorge, they're only going to give him big fights. They're going to try to keep him relevant in this top 5 division because they know the UFC would love for him to get another.
You know what? I got to agree with you. I actually like that matchup the best. Jorge Masvidal versus Jeff Hands of Steel Neal.
Right.
That's a great fight.
That's absolutely great fight
right there.
Yeah.
In all seriousness.
Well, if that's not happening, if he's not getting Burns, he's not getting Masvidal. Like, what do we do with Hands of Steel? I mean, he's got he was number 12. Or no, he wasn't. He was 13. So, I mean, you have Jorge. You have Sean Brady versus Bilal Muhammad's happen next. He just defeated Vicente Luque. He already lost to Steve Wonderboy Thompson. This is a tough division for him to be in right now. He might end up getting like a Shavkat Rakhmonov or something like that.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah, and that would be super unfortunate for Hands of Steel who could fought Shavkat. Shavkat would immediately take him down and dominate him. So,
but, I mean, to beat number 6, that's quite the jump up. But realistically, that Jorge Masvidal actually aligns perfectly. I mean, he's number 8 at this point. Hands of Steel Neal won't take that 6 spot, but he'll probably take that 9 spot. Mm-hmm. So you could do Hands of Steel Neal versus Masvidal. I think that's a great matchup, dude. I'd love to see it.
That's the one I really would like to see. I absolutely 100% agree with you. But is it the one that the UFC is going to make? I don't know.
No, they won't.
Yeah. What about Vicente Luque, though? Like, what do we do with him now? I mean, he did just lose to number 13. And this is a guy who really took a lot of fights to build his way up to get into the top 6. So, I mean, what do we do with him next?
I know. It's kind of sad in a lot of ways. I'm not quite sure if they've fought before, but, I mean, you could do Neil Magny. I like that fight there. Because both of them are kind of struggling a bit. So
you could also do the Li Jinglang or even Michelle Pereira. Actually, Michelle Pereira, Vicente Luque. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah,
that one has fireworks
all
over it.
No, Neal and Luque have not fought, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, super interesting. There's a lot of different things you can
do.
Where
the heck is Gastelum? I haven't seen him fight in a while. Just a side note.
Kelvin, he's 185, but still, I mean.
Well, I know he's 185, but because Neal fought him back in 2015, so I saw his name. I haven't heard anything of Kelvin Gastelum for a while.
Is he still ranked? That's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a random side note.
Yeah, he's number 11 right now, but still, yeah, he has not fought in a very long time. Interesting.
I think he was scheduled for a fight, but then I think he had to pull out, if I'm not mistaken.
His last fight was August 21st, 2021 against Cannonier. Yeah. It's been a full year.
And W. Burns versus Colby is the fight to make, but Colby doesn't fight other contenders. Khamzat versus Colby was the fight to make.
Yeah,
but instead they did Khamzat versus Nate, which makes zero fucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
0 sense. But you know what?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Let's get into church coin picks. I took Luque. I really did think he was going to outclass Hands of Steel, but credit to Hands of Steel. He proved me wrong yesterday. He looked absolutely fantastic in that fight. I put 1,700 church coin on Vicente Luque. It did not work out for me.
Yeah, I really thought Luque was going to bounce back from that loss to Bilal Muhammad, but I don't know, man. Hands of Steel Neal, that was the best striking I had ever seen from him, just to reiterate some of the points. And congratulations to Hands of Steel Neal. I mean, looked probably the best I've seen him in the octagon. I put 170 on Luque and lost.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup. Mohamed Usman with the second round KO over Zac Puega.
With kind of that check left hook, man. It was a kind of a simple shot, but really effective.
It was super effective, and it didn't have the most power behind it, but it was enough. He hit the button perfect. It was beautiful. It was accurate, and he just put him on his back, man. And then those hammer fists afterwards.
Oh, those were brutal.
My goodness, vicious.
Absolutely brutal. But you got to love seeing an Usman win too, man. And, we talk about it all the time, his story, with his son and everything else, like fighting for that. Like, it's just a cool, I mean, this is like literally what movies are made of, right? Where it's like, the redemption story, and now he's the Ultimate Fighter winner. I'm very excited to see his future too. He's got a lot of time to develop, and I'm just looking forward to what he has to offer in this heavyweight division.
Is he going to fight heavyweight, or is he going to move down to light heavyweight? Because, I mean, he came in naturally like 235. He could easily cut those 30 pounds and go down to light heavyweight.
He's a pretty thick boy, though. I mean, he's a muscular
He's
guy,
a thick boy, but he ain't the tallest. He's not going to have a reach advantage at heavyweight.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's jacked, and he's strong.
You see Ngannou even tweeted about him?
That's just him being nice. Let's be real.
Course,
you put fucking Usman versus Ngannou right now. Ngannou's flatlining that guy.
Yeah.
But, I love the respect. Ngannou and Usman's, they're all really good friends. They're all from Nigeria. They're probably never going to fight each other because they're all they all love each other. But it is what it is there. I like Mohamed Usman. The story, the backstory was absolutely incredible. The way he did it for his son. That story was so sad. And they showed it over and over again on the
and just the
building
cutest
up to the
kid.
fight.
Dude.
Yeah.
Just the cutest little kid. It's just sad.
Yeah. But I was impressed by Zac Puega as well. He looked pretty fucking good.
He looked good in that first round.
Yeah.
He looked very good in that first round. And, this guy's got potential too. I mean, come on. That was his first loss ever in his career. Unfortunately, it was on the biggest stage. But he looks great. And I hope the UFC signs him too, because I do see him competing in this heavyweight division as well.
I think they will. They usually do that. They'll sign like the top 4 or 5 guys from the Ultimate Fighter usually. So I'm sure we'll see both these men in the UFC. Maybe a rematch down the road one day. Mohamed Usman, though, I think his best bet will go down to light heavyweight. Even though there's actually, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, because historically the heavyweight division isn't stacked until you get into like the top 10. You get into the top 10, then you're fighting fucking killers. And it is developing more. We are getting more and more guys like a Sergey Spivak, like we just saw last night as well. More and more guys are getting better and better in this heavyweight division, and it's becoming more of a like a lion's den than historically it has been. Because, I mean, a couple years ago, me and you were talking about the heavyweight division, how this division fucking sucks unless you get in the top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10's great. Other than that, it's just slobber knockers, guys getting gassed quickly. But, we get more and more athletes like Usman in there. This division could have a resurgence, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely could.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for Usman's career. Whether he goes light heavyweight or heavyweight, I think he'll be pretty successful. I mean, the guy's got a lot of fucking power behind those hands. Let's move on to church coin picks. I put 1,000 on Usman. He was a plus 200 underdog, which surprised me because really, when you're watching that fight, like at no point was he getting outclassed by Puega. So maybe the line was a little bit wild there. But I did put 1,000 on him to give me a return of 2,000 church coin.
Yeah, same here. I put 1,000 on Usman, got a return of 2,000 church coin.
All right, let's move on to the next Ultimate Fighter Championship matchup. Brogan Walker versus Juliana Miller. This was Miller from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like round number 1, took her
Takedowns
down.
were effective. The elbows, the strikes were effective. I mean, she absolutely dominated this fight.
Absolutely dominated. And then to get the finish in the third was very impressive because, I mean, some of those strikes that she was landing on the ground against Walker is so tough just to eat those. Because, like, at no point, like, I didn't think she was going to get finished. Like, she was just eating those shots and still giving it her best effort. It just wasn't enough. And I'm glad that the ref ended up stepping in there because I didn't really want to see her take much more damage. Like, she was just eating massive shots, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a problem. I mean, she was dominating all day. As far as I think I just see a chat here from Aunt W. Juliana can already beat most of the top 15 in 125, and
really?
I got to say, just based on watching her and how effective she was in the octagon on the biggest stage of her career, I would kind of have to agree with that. I mean, she looked great all the way around, a super well-rounded fighter. I'm definitely excited to see her potential in the UFC.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to give her a top 15 matchup right off the bat? Probably not.
Let's do it.
But, I
Why
mean,
not?
there's not a whole lot of 125ers, so maybe she gets 1 or 2 unranked victories. She's right in there.
Yeah.
She could be facing some of the best of the best. And I think she would actually match up pretty well, like, with a Molly McCann or a Tracy Cortez, Aaron Blanchard, Cynthia Calvillo, a lot of these girls. But is she going to go down to 115? That's a big question because a lot of these Ultimate Fighters, like, they'll do it one weight class above what they're actually fighting at. And they usually always drop down. Like, look, even, what's his face? Ryan Battle moved down to 170 just yesterday. So,
well, you kind of have to. I mean, when you're trying to make weight every couple weeks,
yeah.
It's hard to fight at your actual weight class.
Yeah, so I'm interested. Is she going to stay at 125 or is she going to move down to 115? She looked kind of like a 115er, to be all
If
honest.
she goes down to 115, she's going to be a killer.
Killer.
She is going to absolutely dominate in that strawweight division, man.
I think she definitely has a potential, but 115 is a lion's den. We all know that 115 is without a doubt the most stacked division in this women's UFC. So it's very interesting. I'm very excited to see the rest of her career, though. I'm definitely going to be watching Juliana Miller from now on, and I totally get where Aunt W was coming from, where she is the female version of Darren Elkins. She was walking through stuff and just landing her own shots, man. It was very impressive to see. So shout out to her. We did not bet on this fight. There was no line available at the time we did a recap.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a little strange. Normally they have the line at least a week in advance, but did not have the line here. I'm assuming Juliana Miller would have been the heavy favorite.
Yeah, something like that. So we didn't bet on this fight, so we're just going to move on to the next one. Shout out to Juliana Miller for that. So Augusto Sakai and Sergey Spivak. Another one. Sakai is just like on a skid, man.
Yikes. Yeah, he has not looked good in his last couple performances, but Spivak sure has.
Spivak has looked amazing, and he's looking skinnier, dude. Like, he's getting in really good shape. He's got great cardio now. He's got so much UFC experience. Spivak is a name that people really need to start asking in this heavyweight division, man.
Totally agree. He did lose. He did lose to Tom Aspinall. He got knocked out in 2021, but before that, man, he beat guys like Alexei Oleinik, Jared Vandera, and then this year going out there and KOing Greg Hardy in the first round, and then KOing now Augusto Sakai in the second round. I mean, this guy's getting better and better. He's still got plenty of time to develop. Keep in mind, guys, this heavyweight is still only 27 years old. He's younger than you and I. Mm-hmm. And he's going out there and getting big wins over big heavyweights. I'm very, very excited about his future because, man, this guy can crack.
And he's got great wrestling. He's got great jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's a very well-rounded fighter, and he's getting stronger, it looks like. It definitely looks like he could start competing with some of the guys that don't have guts. Like, because there's a lot of guys in this division that are just jacked and obviously have strength advantages, and they like to use that in this heavyweight division. But Spivak is leveling the playing field there, and I'm very excited to see what he could do. He's got to be a top 15 guy now after that victory over Sakai. What do we do with Spivak next? That's a huge question. I mean, do you give him a Romanov? Do you give him a Tybura, who I think he might have already fought, or a Chris Dawkins, a Jairzinho Rosenstrike? There are so many names in this division that I would love to see Spivak matched up with.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree, and I think he's at that point in his career. I know he's still only 27, and that's really young for a heavyweight on top of that. But I want to see him really tested here. He just walked through Augusto Sakai at 14, so I mean, give him number 10, Chris Dawkins. I don't think that's too soon for him, but I want to see him fight a top 10 guy.
I think that's a great matchup for him, too. I would take Spivak in that matchup against Chris Dawkins because I've seen way more improvement from Spivak than I have seen from Dawkins, and Spivak's still young. He's still improving. He's going to get better. Like you said, he's 27 years old, so the ceiling is very high for Spivak right now.
It is.
I'm very excited to see what he does. Do you want to get into church coin picks? We both took Sakai. I took Sakai for 500 church coin. Did not work out for me.
I took him for 400. Did not work.
What do we do with Sakai, though? I mean, like, he just lost to an unranked guy. Does he need to fight another unranked guy? Does he lose his ranking?
Yeah, I think he loses his ranking. I think he's even below Blagoy Ivanov. Yeah, I think he's got to fight an unranked guy, maybe an up and comer.
Maybe a couple, unranked guys just to see if he could get back into this top 15 because I like Sakai. He's long, he's lanky, he's got great striking, he has fantastic footwork, he's a very technical fighter. It's just he's getting these bad matchups with these killers, and I guess that's just the heavyweight division now.
Yep. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Let's talk about parlays. My parlay was Luke Usman and Sakai for 500 church coin. Only one I hit was Usman, so I did lose all of that.
Yeah, my parlay was Luke Usman. Unfortunately, did not hit that. Put 800 church coin on it.
Yeah, it did not work. Cosmo, I saw your chat earlier. You said you did not get any miss getting my picks in last week. But don't worry, we assumed you'd lose every pick anyways, so we cut your church coin essentially in half. No, I'm just joking.
Sorry, Cosmo.
Aunt W says, give him Lewis in Texas. Ooh, Spivak versus Lewis in Texas.
No, quit letting Lewis fight in Texas, guys. It doesn't work out for Derek Lewis. We got to stop. I don't let this guy fight in Abu Dhabi. Let him fight in Greece. Let him fight in, I don't know, Mexico City, but no more Texas for Derek Lewis.
Send Lewis to Abu Dhabi.
It does not end well for him. Gosh.
Poor Lewis. Poor Lewis.
Man,
Let's move on to MMA news.
Hey, did you guys already talk about the Terrence McKinney fight, or?
Oh, did we skip that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Terrence McKinney won.
Okay.
Very naked joke in the first half.
There we go.
It is what it is. Yeah, what a shock.
Well, I mean, a great performance by him. I mean, super impressive. Like, I'm excited about his career, but we did skip that over.
No, it's fine. I just took the time to make the graphic, and it's cool.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, then throw it up. Let's talk about it.
it's
Let's
fine.
talk
I
about
mean,
it. We'll
We
do it.
already moved on.
Oh,
No, it's fine. Fuck me. Go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay.
MMA news.
Yeah, MMA news. Cosmo said fair, Tabor. Laughing emoji. Yeah, you would have lost half your church coin anyways, my guy. No, we're just joking. Cosmo, if you want to bet alongside of us this week, you could have all your church coin. We essentially just... Don't worry, you're still not in the lead, though. I still have like a 200 church coin lead over you, so feel free to make the picks alongside of us when we do our preview show. I want to start with this. It's not on the notes, but we did talk about it a little bit yesterday. There are several names being talked about right now for a Logan Paul boxing match. I know. Logan Paul boxing match. No one gives a fuck. This is an MMA channel, but it's newsworthy. We can make a short out of it. It might go viral. No one cares.
So viral.
No one cares. Yeah, but Logan Paul, he might fight Andrew Tate. They were saying that's definitely a possibility. They're also saying he might fight
Talking
Tito
Logan
Ortiz.
Paul or Jake Paul?
Oh, Jake Paul. Sorry.
Paul.
Jake Paul might fight Andrew Tate, which would be interesting. Do not do that. Get Chad knocking the fuck out. Top G. But he might also fight Tito Ortiz. And I think there was one
Tito,
other
just
name.
Stop trying. Tito, I'm serious, dude. Huntington Beach old boy. Like, just please stop trying. I don't need to see you fight at 50 years of age. I don't like it. I don't like these guys fighting these 28, 29-year-old savages. When you're past your prime, man, like, go make money, like, inspiring children. Like,
So
go read a child's book.
You wouldn't want to
at a
see
school
Mike
or
Tyson
something.
fight like Jake Paul
No,
or something?
no.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul? I'd like that. No.
I would actually watch that.
I would actually watch that.
No, I would not want that for Mike Tyson.
Mike gets knocked out.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't want to see that. The guy's 50-some years old. Like,
Did you not
no.
see how he took care of that guy on the plane? I think he's good, man. He could defend himself pretty well.
Yeah, but that guy on the plane, let's
was
be
like
honest. That guy's like
40 pounds.
that guy on the plane was
Soaking
definitely on
wet.
some shit.
Yeah, it was.
And I think he might not be as athletic as Jake Paul.
No, I would say not nearly.
He's not?
No, I don't think so. But like, are there any good matchups for Jake Paul? Who the fuck is this guy gonna fight? Just Joe Schmo off the fucking street? Because all these like that. Who was that guy that he was supposed to fight last time? I don't even know who the fuck he was, but apparently he was a legitimate boxer. Dropped out. Tommy Fury dropped out twice. One was we know the visa issues, but like, what's going on? Andrew Aunt W says Tate won't take the Jake fight. He's blowing up and getting starched by Jake would kill his momentum. I don't think Andrew Tate gets starched by Jake. Andrew Tate was a world-class kickboxer. I know he didn't fight in glory. I know he didn't fight in his massive.
Kickboxing and boxing are two different things, and Jake Paul is not going to do kickboxing.
It would be a boxing match.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Andrew Tate gets starched.
I don't know.
I
I
think
haven't watched
that
the
guy's
fight.
too much
I
of a
barely
savage.
even know the guy.
Yeah, he's blowing up right now for being fucking like a red pill guy on YouTube. Hasim Raham Jr., his dad KO'd Lennox Lewis for a heavyweight title. Okay. So that's who Jake was going to fight next. And apparently that guy was a heavyweight. He was supposed to cut like 150 pounds to get down to Jake Paul's weight or something like that. And he still went out and missed weight on purpose.
Yeah.
Then the day the fight was supposed to happen, he still went out, weighed in, still missed weight. Like, dude, the fight got canceled. Why are you cutting weight still?
I know.
I don't know what point
I guess
that
he
was
weighed
supposed to
in like
make.
206 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to prove there, but it was interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with Jake Paul. I really don't give a shit, but, if he does the Andrew Tate fight, I'm going to fucking buy that. Why not? Because there's actually a legitimate chance Jake loses. I know he might win. Who knows? Andrew Tate's like 40 years old or some shit.
Yeah, but he trains every day. He fought in MMA last year. Starts the guy. He's a
Tate did?
Yes, world-renowned kickboxer, and he's good at boxing. So I feel like
It'd be the
put some
wrong
respect
move.
on his name.
Yeah, it'd be the wrong move to take that
Jake
fight.
would never take that fight. He would legitimately get starched. But also, Andrew at first said, I think he was, I don't know those Nelk guys, but he was on their podcast, and they were asking him about it, and he said at first when he called out Jake Paul, it was after he called out Conor McGregor because he felt like Jake Paul was just disrespecting like all fighters in general, not just specifically, MMA people or boxers, kickboxers, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And so he felt like he just wanted to put him in his place. But after seeing his success and all, and how he's, did that, his marketing and everything, he's like, well, at least got to respect that. So he's got no beef with him, but he would still starch him. But for
I think so too.
what amount of money he said they probably wouldn't put up because it has to be worth his time. So
Yeah, the dude's making like $2 million a week or some shit. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. The paycheck's got to be there. It can't be some
Who?
Tate.
Cobra Tate.
What is he? So he just says inflammatory things online?
No, he's actually he's a business owner and stuff like that.
Oh,
but he
he
also
is?
says some inflammatory, controversial things.
I'm not very familiar with like his line of work. What
He's
he
a
does.
Red Pill guy, essentially.
I don't know. I've heard some really dumb things that guy has said. Some really dumb things.
He's a very good fighter, and also I think he owns like part of a casino and does.
I think he owns multiple casinos in Romania, and his brother manages OnlyFans girls.
He's in a lot of
He's in a
different
lot of different
business.
things,
He's
yeah.
making the good bucks.
He owns a thing called Hustlers University, which is essentially like an affiliate marketing thing where people pay $50 a month to get an affiliate link, and then the more clicks they get, the more money they make with that link, which promotes Tate even more, so he makes more money. It's
And
like
I think it's
really
called,
fucking smart.
He has like a war room or something like that. I think it's called, where it's just like a group of guys that come together and talk about and plan and strategize and help each other out for like just the world in general. I don't know. He's an interesting fellow for sure, but as regards to fighting, he would 100% starch Jake. So I don't think he wants that smoke, nor would he put up the money to
make it worth it.
Yeah, make it worth it for him. So I think it's just all smoke and mirrors at this point.
Yeah, so who knows what's going to happen there. Jake just called out today. Jake called out KSI, and KSI responded. He wants a short notice fight this month against KSI. So I don't know what the fuck's going to happen there. Moving on to other MMA news. Let's go to Colby Chaos Covington was in a poker tournament and walked away with $50K.
Good for him.
I think he won 25 or something in the first tournament, and then the next one he won like
Another 50.
40 or something. So he walked around with like 70K almost.
That's not bad. That's a good weekend if you're Colby Covington. That's for sure.
And the buy-in was only like $250.
What?
Yeah, $250 buy-in. He walked away with like $50K. That's crazy.
Wow.
Are you good at poker, Mason?
I am good at poker, man. Maybe I should just start doing that instead of working so much. Just
You
go
should.
play some poker.
I don't see why
Problem
not.
is, it's illegal here, which sucks.
Oh, well,
Poker
he
is?
did it down in Florida.
Yeah, online poker and stuff like that, it's illegal.
Oh, that's fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
it's stupid.
But you can.
The state
You're not
sucks.
talking about he like at an actual tournament in Florida.
Physically, in an actual tournament, but I mean, they might have them around here. I'm only half joking. I probably wouldn't do that.
I mean,
250
I'm bad
bucks
at
is a
poker.
lot of money.
I'm bad at poker. I'm the type of guy that goes all in with pocket aces and still fucking loses. It's like, I just got shit luck, you know?
This is called bad luck.
It's
yeah.
bad luck. I did that literally last poker tournament we had. I went in all in with the pocket aces, and fucking Glenn killed me. And I was like so pissed after that. Yeah. But it is what it is. Did you write this in the notes, Devin? Because it also says Nassimly wraps up legal battle with Gamebred. I did not hear this. What happened there?
Oh, I didn't. That's just what the article referenced that I was reading, but I didn't read more into it. It said.
I wonder if they settled.
I don't know if it's like a for sure thing. So there didn't seem to be much news about it, so I just figured it's just an honorable mention. But we're not gonna. Didn't figure we'd really speak much on it since there's not much legal or certified, accurate information. So.
Aunt W says Colby spending all of Jorge's money.
Honestly,
May as well.
Might as well.
Might as well, yep. Shout out to Colby. I mean, I'm glad that he's having fun at poker tournaments, but when the fuck is this man going to get back in the octagon? I'd love to see him fight again this year, but does it happen?
I think the only fight he really wants is Kamaru, so, I mean...
Probably not.
I mean, who else is he going to fight right now?
Let's look at the division. I mean, you got Colby sitting at number 1 still. Hamzat's about to destroy Nate. Leon Edwards about to get the title shot. Maybe he gets a loser of the Usman Edwards. Maybe he gets the winner of Blom Hodge, Sean Brady. Maybe he gets Gilbert Burns. I feel like Colby versus Burns might be the fight to make right now because Hamzat's off the table.
I feel like it is the fight to make is Colby Burns. That makes the most sense. I mean, other than that, the division's kind of...
in limbo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's in limbo. I like the Burns-Colby fight because Leon Edwards taking on Usman next month, and then you have Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. Okay, whatever.
Obviously, it should have been Chimaev versus Covington, but they kind of just threw it out the window.
Yeah.
So Burns
Instead,
is
they're
next
like,
in
here,
line.
Nate Diaz, here. Like, here, Hamzat. What are we doing?
Hamzat and this guy for me.
I mean, bro, I'd rather just have them just give Hamzat the next shot. Like, don't even give me this Nate fight. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you're gonna headline that at UFC 279. Like, why do I want to pay for a pay-per-view to watch Nate Diaz lose horribly and get smashed?
We're not going to pay. That's the thing.
It's just crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy to me, man. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that matchup.
That card's going to be absolute trash, too. I know it's not.
I looked at it. It's not.
It's not the best.
Look, the week before is just absolute. We're getting spoiled for a fight night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure what they're doing.
No idea.
Interesting. Yeah, but shout out to Colby for spending all of Jorge's money. It's very cool for him. Gamebred versus Burns is also on the table. They're saying Gamebred versus. I'd love to see the Jeff Neal fight, but Gamebred probably wants to fight soon to get some of that cheddar back he just lost in that settlement if it did end. But guys, what we have next for MMA news is fight announcements, but instead of just listing every single fight that got announced, there was a lot of fights announced this week, guys. Go and check out our shorts on YouTube. We did several shorts announcing all the fights on every card that's coming out here very soon. The UFC is starting to fill up their fall cards. Very excited for that. This fall looks absolutely incredible. We're very excited to do all that. So go check out our shorts at the Church of MMA, all those fight announcements. And if you could do that, smash that like button there as well, and also share those on your social media accounts. Let's move on to our preview show.
I'm not trying to dog on this UFC 279, but I just looked at this card.
I wasn't kidding, brother.
Oh my goodness. If this is the lineup, they're going to sell 5 pay-per-views. So Hamzat Chimaev, Nate Diaz is the headline. The co-main is Denise Tuiluluin versus Jamie Pickett.
Who the fuck is that
Exactly my point. Johnny Walker, Ian Cutelaba, both coming off multiple losses. Jake Collier versus Chris Barnett. I mean, maybe a fun heavyweight fight that you would have on a fight night. That would be cool. But on a pay-per-view, come on, are you kidding me? 2 unranked guys. And that's literally it. Like Chad,
Chad?
whatever, versus Ala Tagili. Never heard of these guys. Like these are all on the main card. Like, what are we doing here? This is not a good pay-per-view. Hopefully this one's free on ESPN Plus.
It will be for us. Don't worry.
I doubt it. A pay-per-view free on ESPN Plus. When was the last time they did that? Last
in
year?
October.
Yeah, because they had 2 pay-per-views that month, right?
That was that Glover Teixeira one.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah. And W said if one of them pulls out, that card is getting canceled. Yes, please.
Yes, please just cancel it because I don't want to pay
I'm not
for
going to
it.
watch it. Just not going to give a shit. Now let's move on to our preview show. All right, main event of the evening, starting at the top as we always do. Marlon Chito Vera at a -220 to a +180. Dominic the Dominator Cruz.
Wow. This is a great, powerful stuff. This is a good matchup, man. I really, really like this fight. You know, Marlon Chito Vera has been on an absolute tear here in this bantamweight division, has looked really phenomenal as of late, has really come into his own as a fighter too, and you can constantly see him improving and getting better and better with his striking, his takedown defense, but just all around better each and every way. But then you have the savvy vet, the Dominic Cruz, former bantamweight champ of the world, He's very unorthodox, like straightforward stance, really hard to time, really hard to maneuver. I think this is a great matchup. This is actually a fight I really wanted to see a few years ago, too, so we're finally getting it. Let's talk about the line here first, though, Tabor. Marlon Chito Vera coming in a -220 favorite to a +180 Dominic Cruz. What do you think about this line? Do you like it? Do you not? Where's your head at?
It's a little wider than I thought it would be, but I would think Vera would be like a -170 to a -180 or something like that. 2-1 favorite seems like a little wide, especially because you have to respect Dominic Cruz and what he's been able to do. I mean, look at his last fight, that Pedro Munoz fight. He looked fantastic.
Yeah,
he looked really good. I know people are saying he's old, he's past his prime, this and that, all those talking points like that. But the dude watches more film than anyone else. Like, do you think this guy isn't ready for Chito Vera? Of course he is. He went back and watched his amateur fights. No one else does that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of trolling a little bit there, but still.
Well, Dominic Cruz, too, after losing to Henry Cejudo in 2020, keep in mind, a little bit of a controversial stoppage. It was ended pretty fast. But, he has looked really good. He looked great against Casey Kenning, got that very decisive victory. Mm-hmm. Then going out there against Pedro Munoz, with the trajectory of where Chito Vera is, I think if Dominic Cruz can go out there and get the win, especially at an underdog, I think he's set in line for a #1 contender in this bantamweight division. I mean, what do you think there? Do you think too soon?
No, I think it was a little bit disrespectful that a man he beat, Sugar Sean O'Malley, kind of skipped him.
Oh, for Chito? Yeah, I know. I brought that up last week where I was like, this is crazy. In what world do we live in where Sugar Sean O'Malley is getting the #1 contender against Petr Yan when Chito Vera beat him, 2 years ago, and the guy has not lost since? It's crazy.
Yeah, Chito.
Well, he lost to Jose Aldo, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did lose.
That was his next fight after Sugar, but still, I mean, here's another big test. If he gets a victory over Cruz, I would agree. Yes, he's in line for a #1 contender fight. Maybe you do the rematch. Let's say in a crazy world that we live in today, because we do, Sugar Sean goes out there and starches Petr Yan. Does Sugar immediately get a title shot after that, or does Sugar have to fight a Chito Vera coming off a victory in a rematch?
Give Sugar Sean the immediate title shot. Yep, because it's good for money. He's a very entertaining fighter. He's got a big following, and I think it's great for the sport. And who would not respect a Sugar Sean O'Malley who could go out there and beat a Petr Yan? I think if he does that, give him the next shot. I don't care. I really don't. Because that's a huge test for Sean.
It's the biggest test.
I think he can do it. I think he can get it done, but it's going to be really, really tough fight. And it's going to be a dog fight, man. I do edge it to Petr Yan, but I'm not counting out Sugar Sean O'Malley at all.
I would have to agree with that. I'm definitely not counting out Sugar. His striking is just too good. But back to Vera Cruz, I really do like this matchup. It's almost a little bit disrespectful to put Chito Vera to -220 against Dominic Cruz, because Dominic Cruz could, without a doubt, win this fight.
Yeah.
I'm not counting him out, even in the slightest little bit. So Dominic Cruz at a +180, I think that might be a really good value, dude.
Oh, it's a great value.
He's so tricky. He is so hard to hit. His footwork is so good. He has that unorthodox style that people can't time. They can't land on Dominic Cruz. So can Chito Vera figure that out? I think Chito is going to have to really step back in this fight and just pick and choose his shots. He can't rush in against a Dominic Cruz.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. A little side note here, what I think would be really cool is if this fight was in Vera Cruz. Vera versus Cruz.
Can we push the far button, please?
Where is Vera Cruz?
I have no idea. Mexico, I think.
I
don't know. Where's Vera
up?
Cruz? I don't know. Anyway. No, it's actually a city somewhere. But nonetheless, yeah, I love this matchup. It's really hard for me to pick this fight, though.
It's really difficult for me.
Because Chito's definitely got the power advantage, but the way Dominic moves, he's so unorthodox on the feet. You don't really know where he's going to go. Sometimes his head movement is just so hard to time for some of these fighters. But you know what? I do love the run Chito's on a little bit better here, and I do love Dominic Cruz. We do troll him quite a bit, but that's just because he's a really intense guy. But I like Marlon here in this matchup. I really think he'll win over the course of 5 rounds. And I know he's a heavy dog at heavy favorite at a -220. But I'm going to go with Chito Vera here. I'm going to put 220 church coin on Chito Vera for the win.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take Vera as well. I mean, he's been way more active than Dominic Cruz. And that's always been a talking point coming into every single one of Cruz's fights. Is like, is the rust going to be there? The ring rust, is injury prone, this and that. But Cruz has been a little active lately. He's been fighting a little more often than we've seen. But, I mean, he has taken a very long time off since that Pedro Munoz fight. I think that was, last year? It's almost been a year since his last fight.
Well, Tabor, to be fair, I mean, he has to watch film. When do you expect him?
True. He has to watch film on everybody in case that potential matchup comes up. You're very right. He has watched more film than anybody else, and his commentary is the best, absolutely. But I think Vera's going to get it done. I think he's going to have not mainly a reach advantage. I think he's going to have a speed advantage over Cruz. I think his footwork's going to be ready. I think he has more weapons to use as well. I think if it goes down to the ground, it's a much more interesting matchup because both these men are very well-rounded. But, I mean, I think this fight's going to primarily stay on the feet. I think Vera has more weapons. I think he's got better kicks. I think he's got a little bit more style and swagger on the feet. I think he's going to confuse Cruz a little bit. I expect the first 2 rounds to be like a feel-out process. And then once Vera can like start landing some more combinations, I think he's going to pick it up from there. And I think it could be 2-2 going in the 5th and then possibly a Vera split decision or something like that. I think it's a very tightly contested matchup. I don't think the line does that justice, but I am also leaning Cheeto Vera. I'm going to put 1,000 church coin on Vera for the victory here. Prop bets. I don't see a finish. I think this goes the distance, and I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to go Vera decision. 500 church coin.
Okay, I think if Dom gets it done, it's going to be via decision. Give me 400 church coin Dominic Cruz decision.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Nate Landwehr at a plus 172, minus 200, David Onama.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, David Onama, the first fight in his UFC career.
Sorry?
Onama?
Hold on. I think there's been a... he had to fight. All right.
I thought you were saying I was pronouncing the name wrong.
One sec.
I'm like, well, I'm trying my best here.
No, you're good. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no worries. So, no. With David Onama, his first fight in the UFC was against Mason Jones. He did lose that via unanimous decision, but since then has gone on a 2-fight win streak, beating fighters like Gabriel Benitez and Garrett Armfield, getting a knockout in the first round against Benitez, and then getting an arm triangle choke against Armfield here. I do like Nate Landwehr. I feel like he's fought in the UFC for a long time, even though he's so young still. But he's one of those guys that's typically got a really spotty career. Mm-hmm. He did go on that big win streak outside of the UFC, but since being in the UFC, it's a win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, kind of inconsistent here. I like David Onama here. I like kind of this new guy, 10-1, minus 200 favorite. I'm going to put 200 church coin on him.
Okay. I'm also leaning Onama. I think he's the favorite for the reason he is the newer guy in the UFC. So this is Nate Landwehr is a good test coming into the UFC. It's going to really gauge where you're at because, like you said, he has won a few, he has lost a few as well. But I mean, he's still a competitive fighter. Nate the Train is what they call him, and he's a very vocal guy. But I'm gonna leave in Onama. He's probably gonna have a power advantage. I think he's a favorite for a reason. I'm gonna put more than 200. I'll put 500 church coin on Onama for the victory. I see some chats I would like to read really quick. I like Cruz by decision in this one. I think the movement and unwillingness to stand and trade is going to frustrate Cheeto. NW also said, people forget he took the pseudo fight on a month's notice in a pandemic, and it was his first fight in 3.5 years. Very true. And also said, if Sugar beats Jan, he will be champ next year. He matches up great with Aljo and TJ. Cosmo also said, I slightly favor Vera in the win. I'm going to take Cruz as a dog because why not? Joseph Blotti says, guys, I'm putting 600 church coins on Cruz, the winning by decision. Okie dokie there. Let's move on to the next matchup. Yasmin. Oh, I'm going to fucking butcher this one. I'm just going to go Yasmin versus Yasmin. I'm going to butcher that last name too. Lucindo versus... Jaraguay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get Yasmin versus Yasmin. Yasmin with a Y coming from Mexico at a minus 220 to a plus 180. Yasmin with a J out of Brazil, 13-4 with that record there. I don't know either of these girls. Are they both making UFC debuts?
Yeah, I actually, let me look here. Yes, I know for a fact that Yasmin is making a UFC debut here. That's going to be Guarugui. She's 8-0 in the UFC, 8-0 in her mixed martial arts professional career. 6 KO TKOs, 2 decisions. 23 years old, very, very young fighter, fighting out of Mexico, Baja California, Mexico. And then Yasmin Lucindo, 13-4, 20 years old. That's it. 20.
Wow.
8
She's gonna be
KOs,
the
2
youngest female
submissions,
in the UFC.
3 decisions. This is also her UFC debut as well. So really, it's kind of hard to break this down here as far as like who we think is going to win. What is the line here, Tabor, on both of this?
Minus 220 to Jargui and a plus 180 to Lucindo.
Wow, okay.
And Jargui is undefeated too.
Yeah, she's 8-0. 8-0. There's a coin flip for me. Give me the dog. Why not? I'll take Jasmine. Not Yasmin, but Jasmine. And I will put 400 church coin on her.
I'll take Yasmin, 8-0, undefeated for a reason, favor for the reason, minus 220. I'm going to go 400 church coin the other way.
All right.
Let's move on to the next fight. Devin Clark versus a plus 145 to a minus 170 Ozmat
You're doing a great job.
Mirzakhanov.
It's Azamat Mirzakhanov.
That sounds way better.
Mirzakhanov.
Mirzakhanov 11-0.
Yes.
Undefeated Russian coming into this matchup. Also a favorite.
Yeah, big favorite here. 33 years of age. His last win was against I can never say this guy's name. Tafon Nunjekwin. Whatever.
That's all, folks.
Yep. That's all, folks. Yeah, I can't say his name, but nonetheless, another matchup here. This isn't like the most prevalent fight card. I'm gonna be honest here. I do know Devin Clark. He's been fighting for a while. Had that really impressive 3rd-round knockout victory against William Knight in his last fight. I did not see that fight going well for him, and then the fight started, and he looked great in that. So I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Devin Clark here. I like the underdog. I'm going to put 200 church coin on Devin Clark for the win.
You guys know me. Russian-sounding last name, and he's undefeated. Probably got the wrestling of all wrestling from hell, so I'm going with the favorite, minus 170. I'm going to put 200 church coin, Mirzakhanov. Let's move on to the next matchup. We have Cynthia Calvillo. This one we actually know. We could actually break this one down. Cynthia Calvillo to minus 160 to a plus 135. Nina Nunes. This is a great flyweight matchup. Ever since Cynthia Calvillo has moved up from 115 to flyweight, she's looked absolutely incredible.
Yeah. It's been rough. It's been rough for her as of late.
Oh, wait. Or is this a strawweight matchup? Did she move back down?
No, this is a flyweight matchup again.
Okay.
But, she's been
Nina's moving up.
Yeah, she's been on a little bit of a skid. I mean, all the way back to 2020. Her last victory was against Jessica Ai. Since then, she's lost to Caitlin Chikagian, top contender. Jessica Andrade, top contender. Andrea Lee, not so much. But again, she is on a 3-fight losing streak here.
This is a must-win.
This is a good fight, though. It's a good matchup because Nina Nunes has also been dealing with a few defeats herself. She lost to Mackenzie Dern, top girl in that division. Tatiana Suarez, top girl. So both these girls combined have 5 straight losses. So it's a tough matchup either way.
I'm going with Calvillo. The fact that she was able to move up at 150 to 125 and defeat top contenders like a Jessica Ai was very impressive for me. So I'm leaning Calvillo in this fight. This must be a 125. I mean, Nina must be moving up, which I think is a smart move for her. Try not to kill herself cutting all that weight. And this is her first fight back since having a child, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy in itself. So I'm leaning Calvillo. I'm going to go with the favorite at a minus 160. I'm going to put 500 church coin on her. I just think she's more well-rounded. I love Nina Nunes as well. She has great ground game. She's got great striking as well. She does train with literally the greatest female fighter of all time. But is that going to be enough? I just don't think her skills are going to translate well versus Calvillo. I think Calvillo is going to have an advantage on the feet and the ground. I think it's going to stay primarily on the feet. I'm going Calvillo, probably decision. Calvillo, 500 church coin for me.
All right, yep. For me, I am also leaning towards Cynthia Calvillo. I'm going to go ahead and put 160 church coin on her for the win.
All right, let's move on to the opening fight of the main card. Bruno Silva at a minus 280 to a plus 230. Gerald Meerschaert.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, Bruno Silva, this is the only guy to go toe-to-toe with Alex Pereira for 3 rounds. He did lose that fight, and I believe that was Alex's, debut?
Mm-hmm. No, that was his second fight.
Oh, second fight, yeah. But, lasted 3 rounds, which is more than I can say for Sean Strickland. So Gerald Meerschaert, another guy who's coming off that loss as well. Man, I like Bruno Silva here, though. I think he's going to do better. I think Gerald Meerschaert could definitely beat Bruno Silva on the ground if he gets him down. But go ahead and give me Bruno Silva here. Minus 280 favorite. Go ahead and put me 280 church coin.
I'm also going with Bruno Silva. I do think he's going to win. I'm going to put 500 more church coin on Silva. I think that's going to be an easy return for me. Gerald Meerschaert is just like sometimes he looks great and then other times he just doesn't. So it's real spotty what Gerald Meerschaert's going to show up. I don't know. If it's the Khamzat Chimaev, Gerald Meerschaert, it's not going to be good. Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen for him. So Bruno Silva might find a little bit of difficulty in this fight. But I am taking Silva. Silva's great on the ground. He's got fantastic striking as well. I expect he's probably going to stay off the ground because Meerschaert's really fucking good down there. But I think Silva's going to outstrike him. So I'm going to go 500 church coin on Silva. Let's talk about parlays. My parlay... I'm going to do an easy parlay. It's going to be all favorites, so I might not be the biggest return in the world, but I'm going to do 3 fights. I'm going to do Chito Vera, Cynthia Calvillo, and Bruno Silva as my 3-fight parlay, and I'm going to throw 1,000 church coin on that.
All right, so I'm going to go my parlay this week. I did bet for Chito Vera, but in my parlay, I'm going to go Calvillo, Onama, and Cruz, and I'm going to go ahead and lay, let's see, 4, 8, 10. I'm going to lay 2,000 church coin on this parlay.
Okay. Really quick, because we didn't talk about it before we end this episode, we didn't even mention that Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira is
announced for November 12th.
Was that 281?
Yep, 281.
Absolutely incredible matchup. Very excited for that fight. What do you expect in that? Just like gun to your head, like what do you think is going to happen?
Well, Alex Pereira is going to press the pace, and Israel Adesanya is going to be the counter striker that he's known for. It's going to be one of the best fights this year. Mark my words. Stylistically, they just match up perfect.
Okay,
that's what I think. Honestly,
sweet. Stylistically, they do match up perfect. I think it's going to be a split decision. I think it's going to be Israel's. I think we could see another Calvin Gastelum classic. Whoa, with Israel. Yeah. And I would not be shocked if Pereira won.
Yeah. I think it's a good possibility. I mean, he's already beat the guy twice, so.
Yeah. Cosmo, I see you just put all your picks down in the chat. If you could do me a favor, my guy, drop all of those into Discord, please, and just send them through our Discord. Just message us on Discord and send them there. That'll be a way easier for us than having to go back through the chats and find all your picks. So, I don't think you picked the main event either with the church coin there. So, Cosmo, you are back. You have all the church coin you have. Do not worry. We saved all those numbers up. We didn't take any away from you. Just send us your picks on Discord, please. That's all I'm asking. Another one, Mason. So let's just announce it now. We're not doing a fight companion this weekend, guys. We will not be live on Saturday. It is Mason's first anniversary since getting married. So round of applause for Mason down there. He did it. He lasted 1 year. I lost my bet. No, I'm just joking. We lost the pool. He says he will send them. Yeah, but have fun, Mason. So we won't be live Saturday. We're probably not going to be live Sunday with a recap show either, guys. So unfortunately, we are going to have to take a week off.
But we'll be back for UFC 280.
We will be back.
Now, Mason, is it true that you're taking Mary out to Fogo de Chao?
I don't know what that is, so I'm not gonna because I know you're setting me up.
Is that true?
Sure.
You're gonna.
I don't know what that word is.
He's taking her to
Gucci.
No, he's taking her to Michael Jordan Steakhouse.
Yep, that's where I'm taking her, Michael Jordan Steakhouse, so we can spend $250 on a 6-ounce steak.
And then you're also taking her to a Timbers game, right? Is that what I understood?
Don't think they're in season, but yes.
Practice.
She had taken her to her practice. Yep. You should. All jokes aside, Michael Jordan Steakhouse. Mm-hmm. It's overpriced. Don't.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking her there.
If Michael Jordan himself brought me my steak and it spun on his finger, I still wouldn't eat it and pay for that price.
Well, I would. If Michael Jordan came out.
He's like, man, fuck these kids. Just throws a steak down.
And I took that personally. And Mason didn't eat my steak.
It'd be kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah, it would. It'd be a wee bit funny. Guys, as always, memberships are huge for us. If you want to bet alongside of us in the Church Coin competition, you need to be a member down below. Not only does it give you a badge by your name, changes the font of your name in the chats, but you get exclusive emojis of our face and other things. We are going to be dropping a vlog this week. I don't know what day it's going to come out, but Masons will be putting that together. Vlog will be a members exclusive thing. You need to be a member to watch that vlog. It is us partying. It is us having fun out by the pool yesterday. And that is why our fight companion was so low energy last night. We 100% blame Mason. We sat out in the sun and drank alcohol the entire time. Mason literally went and passed out before the fight companion. It was pretty funny. We're like, where the fuck is he? Like, he's just disappeared.
Just for me being tired, dude. I'm just always tired. It just sucks.
Yeah, I was tired as fuck,
I'm
too.
tired right now, and I'm like,
I'm not gonna lie,
I just slept. I don't get it.
It is what it is. Is there anything you want to plug or shill?
Maybe I'm dying.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, guys, go check out, Have You Seen a Podcast? Doing Prey this week. Prey. It's the Predator film. So
is it good?
We're reviewing that. Yeah, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. Way better than I thought it was going to be. It might be one of my favorite ones. So.
Really?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with it. Not the best CGI, but hey, it is what it is. It was fun. So yeah.
That's all that matters, as long as it's fun, right?
Yep. Yeah. I got to piss like a racehorse.
All right, let's end this. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit up our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the Church of MMA. Posting funny memes, shorts, YouTube clips. Hit us up. Guys, thank you once again for watching. We appreciate the fuck out of each and every single one of you. We will be live for UFC 280. And until then,
peace, everyone. Toodaloo.